2013 is honored to have a Patterson graduate as the guest speaker this morning. Our guest is Mr. Joe Mechlinski, who is a community advocate, speaker, entrepreneur, and best-selling author. His debut book, Grow Regardless, became an instant New York Times, USA Today, Amazon.com, and BarnesandNoble.com bestseller. Mr. Mechlinski was raised in one of Baltimore's oldest blue-collar neighborhoods and attended Patterson High School from 1991 to 1995. As a class president, Joe graduated in the top 5% of his class and found time to not only be a member of the school band, but he also played football and lacrosse all 4 years. Joe was named an all-star linebacker and received the award for all-city midfielder for his hard work on the lacrosse field. Joe's a 1999 graduate of Johns Hopkins University, where he played football and also earned a bachelor's degree in economics. It was during his time at Johns Hopkins where he started his first business. After graduation, he went on to found several businesses, and in 2011, he co-founded EntreQuest Incorporated, a Baltimore consulting firm. At the same time, he co-founded the B4 Students Foundation, which links corporate mentors with at-risk Baltimore students for their entire high school careers. Mr. Mechlinski currently serves on the board of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Central Maryland and Community University Collaborating Committee. As CEO and co-founder of EntreQuest, Joe has helped hundreds of companies prosper through some of the worst economic times in history. Joe's mission is to give voice to America's small to medium-sized business leaders by teaching them to grow their organizations regardless of their size, their industry, or the economy. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2013 is pleased to welcome one of our own, Mr. Joe Mechlinski.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Seems you've been warmed up. Well, I want to thank everyone for inviting me here today. This is quite an honor to come back to where it all began for me. I want to congratulate the class of 2013, the 100th anniversary of our high school. It's awesome to be back here. Congratulations. And say, job well done, as the principal did to the family that came here to support you today. Because we all know this, none of us got here alone. We all had a lot of help. And I'm no different than that. So what I want to do is share with you just a few brief words about some of my experiences while I was at Patterson, but maybe some of the experiences I've had since then. But as I was thinking about this talk, I knew that this is not your typical commencement speech because this is not your typical high school. Patterson High School is an awesome, awesome environment, but it comes with the challenges. When I was here, I remember we started my freshman class with about 900 seniors, or 900 freshmen, I should say. We graduated about 200 seniors. And so Patterson's one of these unique places that is a story of sort of contradiction. I mean, I had so many supporters, my football coach, Roger Wren, my band director, Harry Watkins. I had teachers that are here today who helped play a huge part in my journey and my story. But what I'll tell you is this. I think one of the greatest advantages you have is having come from this place, Patterson High School. So maybe you didn't come from the private schools, maybe you didn't come from some of the other schools that get a lot of attention in the city. But this school's prepared you in a very different way than you could have ever possibly imagined. See, today, you're one of 3 million students who are graduating high school in this country. 1 of 3 million. So you're not 1 in a million, you're 1 in 3 million. 37,000 high schools across the country right now are graduating high school students. That's 37 class presidents, 37 valedictorians, and you're entering into one of the most challenging environments ever. Like, yes, your parents had it hard, but you're going to have it even more difficult. Young people right now, there's an unemployment rate of about 50%. And so I'm supposed to be the guy lifting us up, right? Providing us hope. I think one of the best things that you have going for you is that you've already beaten the odds. You've defied everything that's been against you. You found a way to win. My wife says it to me all the time that I changed my stars, and I didn't do it on my own. I certainly had a lot of help. But you've changed your stars. So my message is simple. If you've done it once, then do it again. If you've done it once, then do it again. But see, it's going to be hard. Because as you enter into this new phase of your life, you're going to have a lot of people tell you that it can't be done. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to give you the same song and dance that probably told you you couldn't graduate from high school, that told you you might be another statistic. You're going to have to find a way to do the same thing that got you here today, which was lean on really smart people. Find a way to learn from people who can help you. But see, you know all that already. But once you've done things once, and you're trying to do it again, sometimes you get a little confident, you get a little arrogant. And I know that because as I was being introduced, you probably heard, yeah, I had a really great high school experience. But when I got to college, I had a very different experience. There was an old saying that said, you'll go from a high school hero to a college zero if you're not really focused on the things that got you there. So when I got to Hopkins, I remember I was this all-star linebacker, started off, most of my time at Patterson, but when I got to Hopkins, I sat the bench. See, I was on a team at Hopkins with a bunch of people like me. It's going to be more competitive than you can ever possibly imagine, but again, you've done it once, so do it again. I remember when I got to Hopkins, I had to write my first paper. And for whatever it's worth, we didn't write a lot of papers when I went to Patterson. I know things have changed since then, haven't they? We didn't even have a computer. Like, it was just coming out, the computers and the internet. That kind of dates how long I've been out of school. So I remember when I had to write my first paper at Hopkins, the teacher handed it back. She gave me an F. She said, "What is this? Is this a joke?" She said, "You're never going to make it through this school." And I had people tell me that time and time and time again. So what I'm going to tell you is probably a little different message than what you think I'm going to say. Which is, you've done it once, so do it again. But you're going to have to continue to defy the odds. You're going to have to continue to beat the statistics. You're going to have to continue to change your stars. You're going to have to not listen to the naysayers. Because if I listened to the naysayers, all the people that told me it could never be done, I would have never started a company. I would have never written a book. I would have never started a family the way that I did. I'd never be sitting here in front of you today if I listened to the people that they try to bring you down, they love you, they care about you, they don't want you to fail, but you've got to find a way because you've done it before, so do it again. I want you to continue to think about that as you leave here today. There are a lot of people, as the speakers that have said before, that have helped you be here today. One of the best ways to do it again, because you've done it before, is to leave this place with a heart filled with gratitude. This is a remarkable achievement. You should be so stinking proud of yourself. You should be so proud of the people that helped you get here. But you've got to remember this. Tomorrow's a completely new day. Tomorrow you start almost from zero. Like, you're not special. Lots of people have graduated high school. Lots of people are going to college. So I know when I said you're not special, that's a tough thing to hear. But tomorrow's a new day. You've done it before, so do it again. When you leave here, whatever path you decide to take, college, community college, a trade, a job, you know that the obstacles that sit in front of you are going to be hard. But you have to realize that this country is looking toward you as the next generation. Your generation has had a sort of a tough reputation to get through. They call you the millennials, right? And the millennials are known as the me generation, the people that are entitled, the people that are not willing to work. Well, I got to tell you, I look at a bunch of graduates that have worked their butts off over the last 4 years. Would you agree? So if you've done it before, do it again. But the thing I want to leave you with this is never forget where you come from. Never forget what really matters. One of the things that was interesting when I left college, I was really fortunate to have, again, lots of support people around me. But one of the things that was interesting about my story is that my mom was sick for most of my life. And this is a story I've actually never shared publicly. And so my mom was this aspiring actress. She was this amazing soul, but we kind of bounced from place to place. We bounced from house to house. She bounced from job to job. We never really went hungry, but we never really had a lot of food. I didn't have anything to wear, but I sometimes had to repeat my Monday outfit to my Friday outfit. And that was tough. And I remember when she got sick, I was in college. She actually spent 4 years in the hospital while I was in college. So literally, every day of her life while I was in school, she was in the hospital battling diabetes. And she went through surgery after surgery, and I was there. But I wasn't there like I could have been. And so when I say to you, ask yourself what really matters, you've got to ask yourself what really matters, because the people that helped you get here, the things that are going to help you go to where you want to be, it's going to require you to focus on those things that matter. The thing I want to leave you with is this. I got a phone call from my mother. The last phone call I ever received from her, I was at work. I was busy. I didn't pick up that phone call. And that was the last phone call she made before she passed. And so I say this to you because you've done it before, now do it again. But when you do it again, don't lose yourself, don't lose your soul. Focus on what really matters. Your family, your support system. Find a new set of friends if you don't have a good set of friends. But focusing on what really matters is what will give you absolutely everything you need to be happy. I had another incident happen recently where my wife was pregnant with our second child. My wife, my dad, and my business partner are here today, which is pretty cool. And my wife is a trooper. And through our second pregnancy, I should say her second pregnancy, because I didn't really do much for it, she gave me a phone call about a year ago, and she said, "Sweetheart, I'm in the hospital. They're not sure what's going on. Just give me a call when you get out of work." And so the old Joe who works really hard, who just kind of puts his head down and keeps grinding at the grindstone, normally I would have just said, "Okay, no big deal." But that instance of telling you, that last call I got from my mom, that helped me sort of stop the world and go, you know what? This is not just about me. This is about others. This is about the people that are around you, and again, what really matters. So if you've done this before, you've beaten the odds, you've beaten the statistics, you can do it again, but you've got to focus on what really matters. And luckily our baby boy is healthy and happy, and everything's awesome. So I'll leave you with this. You have so much potential, but so do 3 million other students that are leaving high school right now. The thing that they don't have, the thing that you and I have, is we came from an environment that prepared us for the real world. See, Patterson High School, it prepared us for people telling us no. It prepared us for the rejection. It prepared us for a negative sort of world to enter into. So you have what you need. You've done it before, so do it again. But do it in a way that you're focused on others. Do it in a way that you're giving back to the people that helped you get here. And never, never, never forget where you came from. Thank you.